Good morning, Wonderbounders. We are on the road in Serenity. Once again, welcome to Serenity instead of the adventure headquarters, aka my library. So we were doing Thanksgiving with family, and we were getting ready to put a movie on the TV using one of our laptops when we saw this picture on the screen. If those of you aren't familiar with Windows 10, its login screen will change. It's a different picture every day, and if you like that picture, you can see where it was taken at. And we saw this beautiful waterfall, and we looked at it, and it was in this national park called Cuyahoga Valley National Park. And we went ahead and it looked it up because it said it was in Ohio. We wanted to see if the drive was a reasonable distance to do in a weekend. Turned out it was, so here we are. Raven's waving. You probably can't see her. She's waving in the back, and I got Reba right here. Probably can't see her either because it's kind of dark in here. We only got the one light on. Raven's trying to sleep because it's 5 in the morning right now. I wanted to get up and make tea for her, coffee for me, and get some chow going for the both of us, so we can get some food in us and then get on the trails as soon as daybreak. So we're gonna go ahead and finish this cooking, get some food in our stomachs, and then we're gonna hit the trail and take you guys to go see some awesome waterfalls. First hike of the day, we are going to, is it Blue Hen Falls?
Yeah,
Blue Hen Falls. So this was the actual waterfall that was in the picture that we saw on Thanksgiving that inspired this whole destination.
Impromptu trip.
So we are going to head down to the falls. It's not a long hike. None of these hikes are going to be really long. Most of them have a parking lot right at the trailheads, and the trails themselves are only like a mile or two. I'm getting jerked all over the place because I got Reba on my belt. Okay, so quick science tidbit, because you know almost all my videos got to have something like this in it. So the falls doesn't look that grand or anything right now. That is largely because it's the dry season. You know, it's winter. It hasn't started snowing yet, but we're kind of done with rain for right now. So without rain, there's no runoff. Without runoff, there's no big falls. But the cool tidbit about this is, you see how there's this big overhang on the falls that goes all the way around. Now, the way that gets formed is as the water comes over the falls and impacts underneath, it slowly erodes away that rock and breaks chunks of it off. And then those rocks go down the stream and getting eroded away and broken down into smaller and smaller bits until it's, you know, practically sand. All the way down, you know, at the mouth of the creek. So Niagara Falls is very similar to this, where it's constantly, the water overgoing, it erodes out from underneath it. It's one of the reasons why it's dangerous to go jumping off of random waterfalls, because more often than not, you're going to have this big pile of rocks underneath of where it's been eroded out. But back to Niagara Falls, and with this falls as well, over time, the falls is going to erode away and move its way up the creek. Niagara Falls has been doing it for thousands of years, and so will this falls. Over time, this overhang will be undercut so much it can no longer be supported. The overhang will collapse, and then it starts all over again, with it carving out underneath of it, creating a new overhang until it can no longer be supported. So that's your little science tidbit. I hope you enjoyed it, and we're gonna move on down to our next falls. Taking a stop right now at one of the ranger stations to check out the welcome center for the National Parks Passport.
National Passport. Jesus. The National Parks Passport is a collection book for stamps that are found at most national parks and monuments. It's just a little rubber stamp that includes the name of the location and the date that you took it, so you always remember the day you visited it.
Yeah, so we're gonna go get our stamp. It's probably gonna be our first one in the Midwest region, and then we'll head on to the next waterfall. Okay, Wonderbounds, we're finished up at the Visitor Center. We got our stamps and our National Park Pass, and we're here at the trailhead for Brandywine Falls. This is our second and our last waterfall for today, but not our last stop. Our next stop is going to be Richie's Ledges, and I'm going to have to double check that that's the name, but it's this really cool trail that goes through these big, like almost like canyon-like rocks. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and hit this trail and show you guys some more waterfalls, so let's go. Science tidbit. If you remember earlier when we were over at Blue Hen Falls, I was talking about how you've got these overhangs from where the previous erosions kind of knocked out rubble. So you can see that here. Kind of turn the camera for a minute. You can see this all these little overhangs where it's being worn away, and then we've got this big one way up here that's actually above us on the overlook. Now, if you remember what I was talking about, is the waterfalls will undercut all this, and then eventually the overhangs are no longer supported and they collapse in. And if you look down here in the bottom of the gully where the stream's going through, you see these big boulders. What those boulders are the old rooftop of the overhangs that have collapsed and fallen down. No, if it got the echo.
Oh.
Echo!
Echo!
All right, we are on Richie's Ledges, which is our last hike of the day. Unlike the other trails, this one's an actual trail at 1.5 miles long. We don't really have a whole lot to say about this one, but there's definitely a lot to see on this one. So we're gonna go ahead and do our sign off and leave you guys here, and just let you guys enjoy the hike for the rest of the video. As always, comment down below if there's something interesting you've seen on one of your adventures, or if there's a place you'd like us to check out. Go ahead and hit that like button to leave us some support, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future videos. We're going to be driving down to Davies, West Virginia tonight so we can get some Hellbender's Burritos, which is so far Raven's favorite restaurant this far west of the Shenandoah Mountains. And until next time, get out there
And keep exploring.